Dear student, I welcome you as we continue with the computer studies in Form 1. In Form 1, there are a lot of topics, but today we are focusing on computer software, and this one is topic number 5. Topic number 5. So I ask you to be with me from here up to the end. So this topic, of course, is a long topic. It's a very long topic, but of course not very long. But because it's long, we cannot cover it in one sitting or just at this time. So I have divided it into parts. So today we are starting part 1 of computer software. Then we'll go to part 2, part 3 up to the end of this topic. Then we'll venture into another topic. Be with me. I am your teacher, W. Maowa. Now, this topic has got some of the objectives that we need to meet. And by the end of this topic, uh, we have to define computer software, what a computer software is. And also we have to list examples of computer software. We also need to differentiate between system software and application software. So these are the things that we need to meet or to understand by the end of this topic. Now, let us proceed. What is a computer software? What is a computer software? Now, when we talk of a computer software, it refers to a set of instructions that direct a computer on what to do and documentation associated with it, such as the user guide. So we are talking of the set of instructions. So these instructions, they are also known as the programs, the set of instructions or programs. So normally you find that this term um, software or programs, sometimes it is used interchangeably. It is used uh, like talking of the same thing. So when we talk of the software, we also mean the programs. What are they? They are the set of instructions that direct a computer what to do. Remember, we looked at the computer hardware. So on the computer hardware, remember on that part, we were looking at the many parts, the hard parts, the tangible things that make up a computer. So that is the computer hardware. But those parts or all that hardware cannot work without being told what to do. So the software is the one that directs the computer or the hardware what to do. Now, having looked at or defined what a computer software is, now let us look at the examples. What are the examples of computer software? So here we are going to look at a few of the many examples. You know, the computer now directs or it is just directing the or showing the direction of the world. But then there are so many examples of softwares. So here we are going to look at a few of the many software or computer software. So number one, we have the Microsoft Windows. I hope you have ever heard about that. Linux, and we have Unix, we have Microsoft Office, we have Adobe Photoshop, we have Adobe Illustrator, we have QuickBooks, and what else? Many more softwares are there. The set of instructions that tell the computer what to do. So these are some of the examples that we are talking about as the computer software. Now, we have looked at just examples. Here, let us now look at the types. What are the types of computer software? The types of computer software. So here we are going to look at a lot. Here we are going to look at several things, several types of computer software, and there are indeed a lot of them, But we have to know, before we proceed to look at the types of software, we have to know that computer software is classified according to purpose, according to acquisition, and according to end user license, which is also abbreviated to EUL. According to purpose, according to acquisition, according to end user license. So all the software that is there, computer software, it is classified into this. Remember, we have been looking at the classes. When we talk of computer, basically we talk of classifying things according to how they work, how they appear, or and many more. But here we are classifying computer software to say it is classified according to purpose, according to acquisition, and according to end user license. Now, in this topic, when we will be looking at the computer software, we have to look at all these softwares according to purpose, according to acquisition, and according to end user license. What are these things? So we are going to look at them also. I'll not take waste my time here defining or explaining or describing what is this class, or what is the class of purpose, class of acquisition, or class of end user license. We are going to look at that at a later stage. Now, let's start, therefore, to classify computer software according to purpose. Number one is according to purpose. So according to purpose, number one, we have the system software. The system software. So the first class is the classification of computer software according to purpose. So number one, we are looking at the system software. Now, what is this system software? The system software. Now, the system software consists of the programs. Remember, we have talked of set of instructions or programs that control the operations of the computer and its devices. So this one performs a variety of fundamental operations that avail the computer resources to the user. So basically, you see that this system software, it controls the operations of the computer and all the devices, the system software. Having looked at this, we need to know the functions. What are the functions of this system software, the system software? Number one is booting the computer and making sure that all the hardware elements are working properly. So the function number one of a system software, we have said that the system software is there to look at it to see that all the devices, all the hardware and all the devices are working properly. So number one is booting the computer and making sure that all the hardware elements are working properly. Number two, formatting disks. When you want to erase or to format is to delete permanently those things, something that is stored. So we call it formatting. So when you are formatting disks, you want to clear the disks. The operating or the system software is the one that works there. And also sorting, retrieving, and copying files. When you are sorting the files, when you are retrieving from the source, you are getting the files from another source, or you are copying the files, you are copying into another storage or another place or another location, then you are using the system software. Performing also operations such as retrieving, loading, executing, and sorting application programs. So you see to it that there are also other instructions that are called application programs. So the system software is there to retrieve, to load, execute, or to sort the application programs. So we see there the functions of the system software, and also performing a variety of system utility functions. So it is there also to perform a variety of system utility functions. When talk of utility functions, they are the small or other sections that also assist the major part. Those are utility functions which are there. So the system software is there to perform a variety of system utility functions. So the whole system is there to make many things work, or to coordinate, to work together. So for all those to work together, they are there to be coordinated by the system software. So you can see to it that really this function of the system software is to coordinate all the other devices, all the hardware, to check that, to make sure that they are working or they are functioning properly. So that's the system software. Having looked at the functions of the system software, it is important, therefore, also to know what are the types of this system software. So number one, we have the operating systems. We have the operating systems. Then we have the firmware. Then we have the utility software. Then we have the language translators. So we need to know, therefore, what are these types? We are talking of the system software. We have looked at it, that the system software is there to make sure to coordinate the functionality of all the hardware components of the computer. So there are also types. There is not only one type of system software. There are so many. So here we are saying, number one, operating systems, firmware, utility software, and language translators. So here we are going to look at each one of these and what they do. So let us proceed. To begin with, we are starting with the operating system. Remember, the system software has got so many types. So one of it is the operating system. The operating system. The operating system consists of a set of complex programs that work together to control execution of user programs and acts as interface between the application, the user, and computer hardware. What we are saying here is that it is a set of instructions, a set of complex instructions or programs that work together to control the execution of user programs. And it also acts as a go-betweener, an interface. It is uh, uh, a go-betweener, something that that mediates, something that makes sure that the other one is also connected together. They are working together. So the interface is something that connects the two different components to work as one. So that is an interface. So we are saying the operating system, it is there as an interface. So what does it connect? It connects the application software or application software and the user and the hardware. So there are three things here: the application software. The application software, we're going to look at a number of these things. For example, when we are typing on the computer, we are using an application there. When we are watching a movie, we are using an application there. When we are listening to music, when we are drawing things there on the computer, we are using the application software. We are using the application software. So this operating system is there to be a go-betweener, an interface to connect the application and someone who is using that application and the computer hardware. So If I am working on the computer, I am drawing something on the computer, it means I'm using a certain application software. I'm using a software. So I am the user using the application. But what am I using? I'm using the hardware. I'm using the computer hardware like the mouse, I'm using the keyboard, and many other things. So the system, operating system, is there to connect me as a user and the application and the hardware so that these three are working together without any problem. Or else we can say it is an interface between a user and all computer resources. So we can say in short that an operating system, it is an interface. It is something that connects the user and all what the user wants to do on the computer. Now, we have tried to define what an operating system is. Now, let us look at the examples. What are the examples of the operating system? Examples, Windows, Microsoft Windows. We have so many. Windows 2000, XP, 2007, Vista, Windows 11, Windows 10, all those are examples of operating system. Then we have Unix operating system. We have Linux operating system, Macintosh. So those are examples of operating systems. But then let's proceed to look at the firmware. Remember, we said that the system software can be categorized into four or other parts. We have mentioned of the operating system, the firmware, the utility software, and the language translators. They are the ones that we are looking at now, or like the types of the system software. Operating system, we are done with that. Now, let us look at the firmware, which is also called the stored logic. The stored logic. This one is a combination of both the software and hardware recorded permanently on electronic chips. So it is a read-only memory that is mounted or plugged into the motherboard. So basically, when we talk of the firmware, it is a combination. We are saying a combination of software and hardware recorded permanently on the electronic chips. So we talk of the ROM, the read-only memory. So that one is an example of the firmware. There are instructions that are put there, they are recorded there permanently. Sometimes you wonder, as you boot your computer, you find there are words that are there. Who has put those words there? Or sometimes there is not even a hard drive inside the computer, but still more you see some words there. Those are coming from what we call the firmware. They are recorded permanently there. You cannot change them, you cannot delete them, you cannot remove them. We have looked at the operating system, number one. Number two, the firmware as the types of system software. Now, let's look at the third one, which is utility software. Utility software. What is this? The utility software is a special program that performs commonly used services that make certain aspects of computing go on smoothly. So this one we're saying is a special program that performs commonly used services that make certain aspects of the computing go on smoothly. So utility software is there to perform the commonly used services that make certain aspects to be done smoothly. So there are things that you use frequently, then that one is called the utility software, Now, what is the function of this utility program or software? Sorting things, copying things, then file handling, it handles the files, then disk management. So we see these are the things of that are found, or the functions of the utility software or the utility program: sorting, copying, file handling, and disk management. Now, there are types of utility programs or software. What are these? System level utility. And this one, they help the user to work with the operating system and its functions. So those are the utility programs that help the user uh, uh, to work with the operating system and its functions properly. Then there is the application level. We are saying types of utility programs. We have the system level utility, then application level. This one, it make an application program run more smoothly and efficiently. Then the language translator. There is the language translator. This one is the third type. Remember, or the fourth one. I'm sorry there. It's the fourth type of the system unit, the system software. The system software. Right, now we are talking of the language translator as the fourth one. Here we have been looking at the types of utility program. We have said it is categorized into two. There is the system level, then application level. Make the programs run more smoothly and efficiently. So that is the utility program. But now the fourth type now of the system software is the language translator. Now, this one refers to a language processor that translates a computer program written using a programming language into a machine language, a form that can be understood by a computer. So remember, a computer cannot understand the language of our language. Therefore, it has to be translated into a machine language. So the machine language is translated by the language processor, which is called the language translator. So in short, when we talk of the language translator, it is the language processor. It transmits that or translates a computer written program using programming language. So we have ever talked about that programming language, C++, Python, and many others. So those are the programming language, that language that the computer can understand. Remember when we were doing the Arduino thing, then there we are always using the language that can be understood by the computer, so that the computer or the machine can now start working according to what we want. So that is done by the language translator. So categories of a translator. So here we have the assemblers, then we have interpreters, then compilers. So there are three categories of language translators: assemblers, interpreters, and compilers. Now, having reached this far, we have come to the end of part one of looking at the system or the software, computer software. Now, in this part, we have defined a computer software as a set of program that guides the computer, or that tells the hardware what to do. So it's known as the program. So we have also looked at the examples like Windows, Microsoft Windows, Linux, Unix. We have looked at Microsoft Office, Adobe, and many others. We have looked at all those. And from there, we have looked at the types of software. Uh, like we said, the software is categorized according to, or classified according to, purpose, acquisition, and end user. So we have started by looking at the first class, which is a class of categorizing the software, computer software according to purpose. According to purpose. Now, according to purpose, we have looked at the system software. So on the system software, we have looked at the functions, or the system software is the one that performs a variety of computer resources there. It makes the operations so that many things, the hardware, they are able to work properly. So it is there to put the computer to perform operations such as loading, executing, and sorting the applications. We have talked about that. And we have also looked at the examples or categories or types of the system software. We have looked at the operating system, the firmware, the utility software, and language translators. So we have looked at all these things. But next time, as we continue, we are going to look at the application software. The application software, still under the category, the first category of class of classifying computer software according to purpose. So we have looked at the first one is the system software. The next, we are going to look at the application software or application packages. So be there next time as we continue with this computer software as topic number 5 in Form 1. So I am your teacher, W. Maua. Thanks for paying your attention.